if that is working again. If it is, then we're good. If not, I don't know. We'll have to figure something else out. Is it okay? Tell me if it's working. Okay. Let me know if it's working. Once I get some like confirmation that the audio is not completely terrible again. Is our audio okay? It's working good? Okay. So yeah, Spencer plugged in some headphones and it like took over the whole thing, and I don't know what happened there, but we're back. So as you can see from the title, there's a lot of craziness going on. A lot of Magic Key drama as usual. I feel like that's going to kind of be dominating for the next, couple weeks because people are expiring. Things are changing. Mostly people are, going, like I said, people are expiring. Like their Magic Keys, we thought at least within the 40-day window, we would get some sort of just something, anything. And we've got nothing. Literally nothing going on. Like, I don't know what to think about it other than it's crazy. It's sad and it's really frustrating. I know for myself personally, if you saw in our video, of course I'm a little bit like, I don't know, I'm a bit troubled by it in my own way. Obviously, like, we make Disney content and whatnot. But at the same time, the thing that's like probably the most horrible is the fact that there's, magic key holders that are really upset, that they're really upset that they have no word, and they're kind of, upset with the cast members. So you can't you almost can't blame them in a weird way. It's a really crappy situation. So hold on, as we're talking, I'm trying to go through and delete that other live stream that wasn't there. So I just want to make sure I'm deleting the right one. Okay, here we go. And we will, there we go. Save. Okay, I think I got rid of it, so we should be good. I don't have a Magic Key. I just buy tickets, make appointments, and ride the rides. I missed the annual pass. So many people missed the annual pass. It was just a better system overall. It was just a lot easier. We had Max Pass. It was just a better time in life. I think not only that, but the parks were better in general because we weren't dealing with, severe cutbacks that have been happening. But tonight I'm going to read the little cheating is crap ski. I just don't know. Sounds like you're scratching on something. But anyway, do you have, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. If the audio is weird, I don't know. It should be fine. So anyways, what I was talking about, though, with the cast members is that I was talking to a few of them yesterday when I was at the park, and I was like, hey, so I'm assuming you haven't heard anything about the, Magic Keys, and they're like, no, but I keep getting, upset guests, and it makes me so sad because they're completely just getting the brunt of all the frustration for everybody, and it's not fair. They already have enough people getting upset with them for whatever reason, but they're just getting blamed, and it's not fair for these cast members. They're technically, as far as the park goes, they're kind of that frontline thing. And then imagine the people that are in the call centers and the reservations and all that. It's like they're all getting yelled at and they don't have any answers to give people. So while I understand that it stinks for, the guest, it also really stinks even more for the cast members because, again, they're basically not given any information. So it's horrible. I just don't know why they're not giving the tools that these cast members need. So again, it's it's just frustrating. So hold on one second. I'm just going to pull up this. just going to pull up this live stream so I have it. Just want to make sure. There we go. I just want to make sure in case I can't like read the comments there, I'm going to read them down here. So, for the title of this video, I'm going to read the statement and I will let you know like what it said, and we will see. Let's see here. Hold on. Okay, this is Oh my gosh, sorry. I just want to make sure I'm reading the right thing. Goodbye. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so here's what I have. This was something that I guess was, now again, this is some sort of like a financial meeting, so I don't know all of that stuff. I'm going to preface with saying like, you know, there's like SCC, there's all these like technical words and verbiage that was really confusing to me. I don't know anything about that, but what I do know is this is what was the statement that was said that really seemed to have got the internet on quite the uproar today. I had so many like Twitter threads and things sent to me about people making valid points, and I was like, dang, you know, again, only way I can chime in is here on, you know, or on Instagram or YouTube, but when I read it, I was like, oh, like I said, it kind of confused me. So here's the statement that I saw, and it says, operating income growth at our domestic parks and experiences was due to higher volumes and increased guest spending, partially offset by higher costs. Higher volumes were due to increases in attendance, occupied room nights, and cruise ship sailings. Cruise ships were operating during the entire current quarter, while sailings were suspended in the prior year quarter. Guest spending growth was due to an increase in average per capita ticket revenue and higher daily hotel room rates. The increased average per capita ticket revenue was due to introduction of Genie Plus and Lightning Lane in the first quarter of the current fiscal year, and a reduced impact from promotions at Walt Disney World, partially offset. This is the kicker right here that really, you know, triggered people. Partially offset by an unfavorable attendance mix at Disneyland Resort. Higher costs were primarily due to volume growth, cost inflation, and new guest offerings. Our domestic parks and resorts were open for the entire current quarter, whereas Disneyland Resort was open for 65 days of the prior year quarter, and Walt Disney World operated at reduced capacity in the prior year quarter. So that is a lot. It's a lot of words. It's a lot of things that, like I said, that really kind of confused me. It was very like, you know, I don't know. I didn't know how to read it. It was like, I guess the one thing though that did stand out to me was that normally with Disneyland and Walt Disney World, they always just call us the domestic parks. They don't really usually separate Disneyland and Disney World. And so that was really, I guess, kind of confusing for me. I was like, whoa, they really like called us out. But then it kind of also makes sense because we did have different reopening dates. We also, you know, in general, we don't have the same prices. You know, it's really wild. And then you have some people saying, you know, they're, you know, like, well, I think you should get rid of, you know, Magic Keys and annual pass holders altogether. And then it seems to be this, like, kind of, and we've always had this kind of debate, but, like, you know, we shouldn't have Magic Keys or annual pass holders at all. And then there's some people saying, you know, yeah, but, like, so it's just this really kind of, like, I think everybody's noticeably, like, really upset. Like I said, people are, yeah, since we give a guaranteed money every month. Well, I even saw people like breaking down the math, like full blown. There were people like, yeah, but even if you spend $100 on average every week, it's still only this much. Like, it was legit, like, whoo, it was a lot. Christopher, thank you for the super chat, the $20 super chat. I just do not think Disney realizes that Disneyland and Disney World are two completely different types of park when it comes to passes and how much Disneyland guests use it for quick visits or dinner without passes, less locals. Yeah, they are very different parks in terms of, I don't think the word demographics is right, but I think as far as like regulars and like types of guests. And I mean, I feel like they do know that, but I don't think they I don't think they've seen, or it's like they're trying to dabble their toes in, well, what if it was all ticket holders? Because as much as I want to say, yeah, we Magic Key holders and annual pass holders, we do spend a lot of money in the parks. I don't technically know if we do spend as much as the ticketed guests. I don't know. And I think everybody's situation is so different because I've seen ticketed guests go, they pay for their tickets, they get like a 5-day park hopper or whatever, and they spend, literally nothing in the parks because they're like, bro, this was already expensive. But then I've seen some come in and they're buying every souvenir and whatnot. So, and the same thing goes with annual pass holders. So it's really a hard thing for me to say, and I don't have those numbers, So, it's a really weird thing. Disneyland is a community. Disney World is a destination. I think they have their community too, but Disneyland probably maybe a little bit more on that side, So I don't know. It's a tricky one. It's a very, very tricky one. So yeah. Let me see here. Victor is here. Hello, Victor. Yay. Welcome. I think there's just so much going on with this Magic Key thing. It's just at the time, everyone is upset because you have, you've got Magic Key holders that want to renew. Some people are feeling like they don't even want to. It's just wild. I don't understand why we can't just go back to how it was before. I don't either. I mean, I can see why we don't financially as far as money goes, but, Disneyland is about to get expensive. I mean, it very much can. I would like to downgrade 2 of our passes. I mean, I would love to know a poll of if we could renew at your current status, like, let's say you're a Dream Key holder or a Believe Key holder, whatever it was, what exactly, like, would you renew? Like, I just want to know, like, what that poll is. And it's hard to say because, like I said, people are so torn. There's some people that are so, like, undecided. I would have to almost question it myself. If I didn't have, like, our channel or whatever, I would almost question myself, like, I don't know how I feel about this company right now. I'm really kind of sad about it. And I think it's really sad, though, that they're not saying anything. Like, it's really heartbreaking. Like I said, it's hard to watch a company that I love so much, just kind of treat everybody kind of, It puts a bad taste in your mouth. Fortunately, I didn't use my pass for the first time till April 7th, so you're good for a while. I truly feel that they don't want hire the people, the staff parks fully. I think so too. Like, there's a lot of things. Yes, I would renew. I mean, financially for renewing, it does make more sense. But it's also like, it's almost like I don't know, I guess maybe like a little bit of an emotional thought of like, ugh, this doesn't feel very good. Like, it doesn't sit well with me. So it's a really torn, twisted, tough thing. But I mean, I know people who've already had their Magic Keys expire. Yes, I would renew, but I don't need parking since I have stay in the hotels. Makes me sad how downhill Disney has gone and Universal is blowing them. Universal, listen, I don't go to Universal Hollywood it's too many screen rides. It's not really my jam. It's, farther from me in general compared to Disneyland. But Universal as a company, I mean, they're really, really working. Like, they're kicking butt. Like, they're of this Nintendo world. Like, whoa, that is going to really, really, I don't know. Disney should be really, like, thinking, like, yo, what are you doing? Like, they're kind of, like, resting on their, I don't know, like, their popularity or whatever, or the fact that they're Disney. How is Universal, Knott's, and Six Flags still doing good? Because they don't have reservations. They don't have, like I said, as far as Universal goes, I mean, look at Universal Orlando. They're already going to have a new, like, what is that? A third gate? Another entire park in Orlando? Like, wow, that's crazy to me. Sorry, it's easier for me to read the comments on my phone, so I'm going to pull them up right here. I have the Believe key, but I wish I could upgrade to the Dream key, but I wish they'd offer Max Pass and Photo. Yeah, I think that was a big, big fail on their end because, like, what are you doing, Every park has an annual pass, so Disney got to keep on board. You would think, but Disneyland is still so popular, and I think they just know that there's a demand for Disney. So they're just like, well, that's why I said I feel like they're, like, dabbling their toes in it, and they're like, let's see how we can do it. But it's like, didn't you guys see that for that 3 months when the parks reopened and we didn't have Magic Keys? Like, I don't know. Christopher, thank you for the $5 super chat. Dylan stated that if they get rid of the passes and if he has to buy tickets, he's out and would focus on other parks. Well, yeah, he definitely would, because why not? First of all, you don't have any other choice, and, like, that is what his channel is other theme parks, and he's been doing other theme parks since day one. So for his channel, that's a great decision, and it's unfortunate because that's 2 less parks he would have to show and cover, and he obviously is a big Disney fan at the end of the day. So yeah, that would definitely be really hard, but that's what he would have to do. Would you like to have media passes for I don't really know about all that. Let's see. Can't wait for Epic Universe. Disney is king and pretty much do what they want and people will still visit. Exactly. I guess that's probably the better way of putting it, but it's like, yeah, it honestly feels like they are pricing out the average American. I love Disney so much, but the way things are going, it seems like I will never be able to practically afford it. No, I mean, but it's almost like they want to get rid of the regular park visitor. They want to get rid of the, you go once a week type crowd. They would rather have somebody that goes, once a month even. Like, they would rather that because they're banking on the fact that they're probably going to spend more money. And it's hard because there were some threads or some posts that were sent to me, and it was heartbreaking to see, but it was like people were kind of like debating on who spends more. And it's like, why did it, like, I don't think, I do realize they're a business, but it's like sad to me to see, like, why is it a, like, I'm spending more money, contest. It's like, wait, what? Like, what is this? I don't think, even if you are a business and you want to be a successful business, like, long term, you're making people like that, like, upset that they're having to, like, well, I spend more. It's like, wait, what is this? That's the hard part. I think unfavorable was the wrong word. Bottom line, keys are not purchasing Genie every time. Fact. That's a fact. Most ticket holders are, but the reservation data might be showing the keys come more. That's my take. I think you are very right about that. I think you are very, very right about that. Disney knows how much the average household can afford. They are just maximizing it. That's very true. It's alienating to know you aren't valued as a consumer. It is. Um, I go once a month and every other month, but I have to pay for hotels for a few days, so it runs up with a pass, spend more at the parks. That's a good point, because that was mentioned in that statement was, you know, something about, you know, staying at hotels and whatnot. And I mean, this is just, I've never seen, I don't know what I'm trying to say is like, I've never thought something like this would happen. Like, I never thought we would get to that point. But I'm also from a perspective where I've always had a pass, and it feels weird of thinking about Disneyland without a pass, like without a like annual pass thing. But it also kind of makes sense because APs, like annual passes, we really got treated great. Like, we had so many perks. We had, you know, AP appreciation days. Like, we got buttons, like, you know, really cool things. But Magic Keys, it's like, you could buy this, you could buy this. It was like a very, like, it was like an afterthought. Like, oh, you get a magic photo, which is like what we would have got for free with our old annual passes. It's just this weird situation to think about. And it's hard to even go to the parks right now. If I'm being honest with you, when I was there last night, I was having like a hard time because you can almost feel the energy in the parks, because again, it's no secret, Disneyland is mostly an annual pass holder park. There's a lot of locals there, and you can just feel this like tension. And like, I mean, I know I had it, and I have it even right now. Like, I'm anxious about it. I'm really, you know, I don't know what's going on, and I'm feeling for everybody. And it's like, I think even if it was bad news, if they would just say something to people like, hey, we're not going to do renewals. Hey, we're going to take some time. We're going to wait for a lawsuit. Like, say something. Like, the not saying something is like ghosting everybody, and it feels really crappy. Right, redid the Magic Key Lounge for what? But they can easily make that a restaurant. Easily. That's the other thing. We were talking about that the other day, and I was like, dude, how easy is that? What was it called before? Sonoma Terrace or something? Or no, that's below. But it was like, it was something. So it's like they can easily just go, just call it that. They don't even have to call it a Magic Key Lounge, right? People, not everybody in California are rich and can afford a ticket like that. They did not announce renewals. They basically had their, it was like a call or something like that. Again, forgive me, I don't understand all this, like, you know, stuff. But what I heard is that there was a, what do you call it? There was like a statement that was made and some more statements, like something about Disney Plus. Like, there was this whole thing going on with it. So let's read some of your comments. They might be waiting for Q4 after October ends to boost the stock when Q4 earnings come out. So when does Q4 start? Because I don't know all this financial stuff. I don't understand. Let's see. I miss the old days. I was a pass holder for years when it was enjoyable. I only go now for special events now, unfortunately. Oogie Boogie and Sweethearts Night, those are enjoyable. I don't know what that world will feel like again, if that's how it is for us, because I don't know what we, like, as far as tickets go. Like, I don't know what we would do for that. Oh, November 1st, end of September. Okay. Oh, it was a quarter call. So that's what it was. And then it's something about, like, SCC. I read, like, that had something to do with it. So, you know. My cast member friend said many of them will welcome having fewer locals because of sense of entitlement. I mean, that's something you hear all the time. I don't know. I try not to go in there like that. So, I don't know, you know, what that means. It seems to be much money, and I'd rather spend money on other places. There's a lot of people that have also said that, like, you know, hey, I could, you know, I could go to Hawaii. I could go to, you know, this, that, and the other, you know. So, I mean, I understand, because let's just say you have, a family of 4, and these passes are well over $1,300. What is it? I don't even remember off the top of my head. Let's just say they're over $1,000. That's a chunk of a budget that you can use for another trip if you're a family. And I think also not saying something is like not allowing people to financially plan, which really sucks. They say that, but you can't get the Disney experience anywhere else. That's true. Disney well aware of that. Yeah, that's crazy. Dang, it's wild. Let me see here. Oh, darn it, I just clicked off. Hold on. Where am I here? Katie, I come monthly. I don't know where they think I spend more because I don't buy merch. Right, that's why I said some people don't buy merch. Some people don't buy food, and that goes for ticket holders. That also goes for annual pass holders and Magic Key holders. So I've seen it on both ends. I just spent $965 for me and my son to go to Disneyland for 4 days. It's crazy. Wow. Dang, that's a lot. Remember the days when your photo was printed on your pass? Yes, I do. That's wild. Okay, I'm not a Magic Key holder, but I've been coming to Disneyland since 1970s. In the park Sunday. I'm worried. Ride's not working right. CM not using Disney speak. Open trash can next to tables. I mean, things have changed. I think we can't deny any of that. What is the Magic Key problem? So I'm late to the chat. So basically, they were on their financial call thing, and they said there was an unfavorable mix at Disneyland specifically within some financial talk, and it really upset some people. And I don't know, again, it sounds like it was more about numbers or whatnot, but crazy. Putting 3 months of my Disney budget towards my Disney Paris trip in September 1st. Nice to meet you, Katie, and to be in your video Unplugged last Thursday. Wow, okay, apparently some motorcycles are racing. Let's see. Thank you both for bringing the magic to us. Does Blab do Disney cruises? No, we do not. I just don't like cruising. It's just not my thing. I don't like cruising or boats. It's just not my thing. Let's see here. Hold on. Let's see. Blab got me through 2020. Were they insulting the guests? Do you mean like by saying the whole like unfavorable mix-in? Is that what you're talking about? How about Aulani? I mean, people could go to Aulani. Like, you could do a couple of trips there as opposed to, or one, I don't know, depending on how much that is. I don't look into those prices, so I don't know. But there's other things you can do, instead of having a Magic Key. There's a lot of people that are looking at it like that. So I don't know. It's definitely going to be an interesting development. What's going to happen? We don't know if the Magic Key program is ending. We have no idea, what is happening. Aulani is about $5,000 a week. What? Dang. I knew it was expensive, but I didn't know it was that bad. Wow. Is Disney World as expensive as Disneyland? It's got its own, expense. It's expensive in its own way, but I think Disneyland overall does cost more, if I had to say. But everything in California costs more, I think. So there's that. Sean, thank you for the super chat. Don't you think they have to say something before D23? Or they don't have to say something. Would it be the better thing to do? Yeah. But no, they don't have to say anything. And I don't know. I really don't know. I wish I had some idea of what they're gonna do. Let's see here. I think Disney World is more expensive. I would say if you're like staying on property and doing all that, yeah, maybe, but like I just know Disneyland is really expensive. I think they mean with so many locals, they just don't like being sold out for the town. Oh, wait, out of town $150 day ticket guest who has to spend more on food and merch. I don't know, because like I've read that some people saying like I go 3 times a week, each time I spend $40 or $50. So I don't, again, I think everybody's situation is so different. Do you think the lawsuit has something to do with it? I do with the verbiage. I think that was always going to be something that was going to change because of the lawsuit, because it was literally about the words, and the judge kept it going because of some of the words. So, yeah, I do think that has a part in it. But as far as like not letting us renew, I don't know if it has that much of a weight, because you could easily fix the verbiage and then that's it, right? Like, so why haven't they done that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can fix the verbiage and move on. Done, 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 done. But they're not doing that. They're basically just not saying anything, and it's driving everybody nuts. Let's see here. Can we just go back to when Disney tickets were $1 or make it $2 since we have 2 parks? I don't remember. I never lived in a time where it was that cheap, but dang. Like, it's crazy. I'm curious what would happen long term if they went, because here's another thing they could do. I thought about this. They could make people wait until, January 1st of this, next year. They really could make people wait until the lawsuits are. There's so many things that they could do and just test it and see what happens. Let's just say they got rid of Magic Keys for, I don't know, 5 months, 6 months, 4 months, and just see what happens. It's like, I think that is, to me, the craziest thing. Like, they have the power to do whatever they want. And you have it ingrained in your head for so many years that they're just like, they're always going to have annual passes. It's guaranteed income. There's possibly a big recession coming. But no, they don't have to do that. I hope you guys don't have to miss the holiday season. I really don't want to miss the holiday season. It's something I think about all the time. Just being there, seeing the whole, Halloween stuff. That was like killing me, because I was like, dang, like, what if I don't see like Winky, Blinky, Pumpkin Mickey? Like, there's a lot of things I kept thinking about. Is there anything you want to say but you can't? No, I pretty much say what I'm thinking. I think I'm more just speechless about it. I keep like going over it, and it's more just like, I don't know how to feel about it. You know what I'm saying? It's sad. It's frustrating. It's really driving people nuts. So at this point, I just want to know, good or bad, keys or no keys. I think you said it very, like, the best, because, I mean, I think I posted on my Instagram last night. If you go look at their, like, all their social medias, dude, everyone is, like, people are upset. Yeah, I always speak my mind. If they hold off until next year for Magic Keys, they know people will pay for tickets. But I think people would for a while, but then I don't know, because I think people are also, again, when you have the whole recession coming or whatever, things cost a lot of money. Gas costs a lot of money. So I think overall, I think after several months or a few months, I think most people are going to go, financially, I don't know if this is like the best decision to go. As much, like, my point is if people get pushed to a point where it starts to like be so expensive, like, you have to give it up. Like, for instance, let's just say you have like, your favorite soap. You've always used this soap. It's your soap. Like, you always get it. But then they raise their price, I don't know, $4, or I don't know, something that kind of plays on your threshold. as much as you like that soap, you know there's other soaps, and you're like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, can they actually price people out no matter how much they love it? So that's kind of something that has been on my mind. Is I don't think that will happen right away, because yeah, we have a SoCal ticket deal every once in a while. We have, you know, like in bulk, AAA. There's different things, but do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think there is a price tag that people, if they kept going with it, it would be like, you know, again, as much as I use the soap analogy, I think there is a point where people go, I love this soap, but like, you know, there is no other soap for me. I know, and there are those people, but how big is that gap of people? You have to, you know, you have to wonder where, you know, where is that threshold for people? And I think they're also banking on some people will do it, but how many people is the question. And I don't know the answer to that. I really don't. As much as I, you know, go to the parks, most of my friends are Disney, you know, fans. It makes you just wonder, where is that? Like, I wish I had the, you know, definitive answer. I wish I had some knowledge or insight to it, but I really don't. I have no idea. I mean, I have my guesses, I have my thoughts, but you know, let's see here. And the soap is not hard to get. After a while, you give up and switch. Right. Like, there are people that will look at it like that. And I don't know. Or are they banking on that you're so emotionally attached to that soap, you know, that you're going to just bite the cost and give up something else, right? Because there's also that example that, you know, you could love that soap, that's the only one you've been using, and the thought of using another soap would just, so there's that analogy too. But where is that amount, right? Like, I don't know. Without soap, Disneyland is going to get stinky. I know. I couldn't think of another analogy, and it was the only reason I brought up soap is because I was thinking about the Halloween soaps at Bath and Body Works. I was so tempted to go today, but I was like, no, just wait, like, hang tight. So that's why I was thinking of soaps. I think most everyone would just pay the extra cost. I do think there's a very good amount that would. I think there's a pretty hardcore amount, but I think maybe they would go, I'm going to go once a month. Those really hardcore people. Or I would go, because, for instance, I know some people that are like, oh, I go twice a month, and that's a lot. But I also know some people that go, I go every week, and it's not enough. It's just there's such a variation when it comes to the frequency and how much these people are doing. You know what I mean? It's really something I've had some deep thoughts about. You know, I understand it's any product that's too hard to get. That's a good point. Let me read some of your comments. Therefore, my head will be down for a minute. Let's see here. People will still pay to go to Disneyland, I think. A cast member told me that we will be able to select new available passes before mine expires on 10/20, and I will be able to buy a new one for my 3-year-old. I have a feeling it's all going to be good. That's another, like, you know, a very, very, very real possibility that could happen, because there's also something where they're just not saying anything, and then all of a sudden it'll all just pop up, right? How easy is that to happen? As far as how much each person spends, it completely varies from person to person. A pass holder could spend more than a one-day ticket holder. It just varies. Thank you, Tim. That's probably the best way to word it, because it really does vary. I don't think that you can, you know, just go and look at, there's just so much variation. Like, you know, like when my nephew was there, like, I probably spent more that day than I normally do when I go. So, you know, let's see. Disney World has 4 parks. Wait, where did that go? I lost it. Darn it, I can't find that. Yeah, the poor cast members right now. Yeah, the poor cast members right now. It is like it's terrible to see what's happening to all of them. You know, they're constantly, you know, getting like yelled at and, you know, treated poorly by people. So yeah, it's horrible. Let's see. I'm trying to read this again. Almost at 100,000 subs. When it happens, it happens. We're not in a rush. Would you and Spencer still go without a magic key? I feel like we would. I don't know the frequency though. That's hard to say. If I was a magic key holder, I'd be so sick of feeling on edge and unsure. Certainly doesn't feel like magic. I'm definitely sick of feeling on edge. I can tell you that. Like, it feels really crappy. It's $1,100 for 4 days for 3 adults. Ow. Ooh. Why is it more expensive here? It's more expensive because California in general just costs more. Like, I think we have state tax and Florida doesn't, I think. Again, I'm not an economist. I don't know. When is D23? It is, what, the 9th or something? First week of September? Second week of September? I don't remember off the top of my head. Welcome, Kenzie. But we found out about magic keys? No. That would have been way too easy. No. We still don't know anything. All we got was like this statement that was, or this quote that was really like, you know, calling us a mix. Oh, September 9th. Okay, sorry. Let's see here. Katie, was this Bob Chapek's doing? I don't know. Let's see. I hope Disney changes before the 2028 Olympics. This is stressful. I don't know what's gonna happen. I really don't. I'm so torn about it. Doesn't feel manipulative the way they're going about all of this with the magic keys. Yeah. Spencer's working on some stuff tonight. Let me say first, I feel terrible for everyone with a magic key that may or may be missing out. My family's first trip in 7 years is in October, and I'm looking at the possibility of a less busy park. That's a good point, too. If, as much as I love being a magic key holder and it's great for me, that is a good point. Maybe it wouldn't be as busy. But then again, I don't know what was there. Yeah, there was a capacity restriction. Because I was thinking about those months before. Remember when we didn't have the magic key? So what was it like when they opened? It was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. It was still pretty packed to me. So I don't know. I think it would take a while for it to level out and be like, they need to make a statement, a date they will release annual passes by, or make a statement and say, hey, we're not going to have it magic keys for whatever long, for the foreseeable future. My best guess is that they have it all figured out, but are refusing to release info till literally directly before last minute. But why do we think that? Like, what good are they getting? Are they increasing demand? Like, are they making more people want magic keys? Like, are they, but then, I don't know. That's a tough one, because what are they getting out of that by doing that? It makes you wonder, like, what good for them, what benefit for the company are they getting by doing that? Disney is just like humans. Attention. That's a good point. It was pretty dead today, but school was starting, and yeah, it's been really not busy. I've heard people say that it was, what day was it? Very recently, they were like, it was a ghost town. But again, school starting, heat wave, monsoons for people, bad weather, traveling must be more difficult. It's just math. Forget about what people spend when it's in the park. It's obvious that Disney would make more for regular ticket sales. Yeah, I think that there are a bunch of butts that are paid a lot of money, and it's honestly probably just a collective choice to keep it secret for so long. Yeah, but you know, I think the thing is, unless they're trying to get more demand, I think you might be onto something, but I think they have to have some sort of a motive, because I do believe some of them can be butts, but I think their motive would probably be like driving incentive, like knowing that you can't have your magic key. They're like, oh, that's going to make them want it more. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Could be that. My pass expires September 3rd. Okay, so I think the majority of passes will be expiring August like 25th and that week, because that's when they first happened, and most people, it's when you activated it. It's not when you bought it, it's when you activated it. Shout out Pixar Charlie. Yes, we miss him. He is just busy, but I think by mid-September he could be back. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. You know, I don't know. Good point, Katie, because no one's satisfied with the keys, so they probably are trying to generate more demand. They very well could. I mean, there was one of the statements somewhere that said something to the effect of, like, we still have our reservation system, which is helping to drive demand. Now, that's me paraphrasing. I don't know exactly what was said or how it was said, but it said something like that. So there's just so much going on. It's so frustrating because you're like, what's going on? Are we going to have magic keys? Are we not? What is the threshold? I mean, in this live stream, how many questions have I asked? Because that's what's going on in my head. I am just literally not understanding what's going on. You know, it's so difficult. You know, so, you know, what are you going to do? Let me read some more of your comments, although I just exited out of the chat. Here we go. And I'm back. Let's see. No more pass means I get to go to Disney World one extra time per year. That's a good point. That's a good point. There are people saying that. I've read that. The perk sucks for annual key holders. Yeah, they did. It was really like, what perks did we get? Like that, what was like incentive? Really, what did we get besides, you know, parking situation, now that I think about it? And we got like some photo ops, but you still had to pay for them. Like, what did we get? Like, I'm sitting here trying to think about it right now. Also, you know, mine expires August 26th, paid cash at the park on the 25th, but didn't do it until later at night because it was so hot during the day. Wow. That lounge. Okay, we got to go to the lounge. The free prints. Oh, we got the sunglasses and a straw thing. Oh, and the box of a pin and a reusable straw. Whereas, like, when we were annual pass holders, we had the option to add on Max Pass. We also had free parking for most of them. We had, what else did we have for annual passes? I know that we got, like, AP appreciation days where we got, we could buy merchandise for being an annual pass holder. Remember that? That was cool. We also got collectible buttons. We had we got a straw not made out of paper. Don't forget, you also got the frustration of non-cancellation stuff, right? So if you woke up not feeling good or had something going on, you couldn't cancel same day. Gotta love that. Did you not like the... Oh, did they do magic key holder specifically? No, they let you, like, embroider some things and not everything because it had to be embroidered. Oh, a reusable popcorn bucket. That was... But you still had to pay for the refills, because didn't we not have to pay for refills? I never really do the popcorn buckets, but, like, let's cruise down memory lane. Did we have to pay for the popcorn when we had that? I don't remember. Oh, and the bucket was only for a month. Yeah, it was $1 back then, or for Magic Key. I just don't. It's so freaking wild to think about all the changes that happened. It's freaking crazy. The magic is going away. I mean, there are so many people that feel that way. Okay, so we did have to also do, and it was $1 refill. Okay, not bad. I bought the bucket, and I think it was $1. I'm late. Whereas Spencer, he's working. I just bought the bucket. I think it was $1. I read they aren't letting you get the key embroidered anymore. I mean, I saw. When was this? This was like 2 weeks ago, and there was. What do you call it? There was phone cases, Magic Key phone cases. So that was it. Why? Let's see here. Do you think this will affect international visitors, as we would just have to purchase normally day tickets? Do you think the price might go up? That's actually a thought. I haven't even thought about that. Yeah, I don't know. Because of you and Spence, I'm going to Tahoe. Camp Richardson will have a blast. I know it probably is a little warm, but that's what the lake is for, to cool you off. I do think they'll announce something. I think they'd risk the chance of a lawsuit more than the reality of thousands of very angry guests. I don't know. Have you ever missed a reservation day? I think, but I don't remember. I think we're usually like able to go scan in, or get a late reservation. There was one day that I accidentally made a reservation. I think I was trying to go for a different day, and I clicked on another day, and I went all through it, and then I got an email, and it was like, your confirmation email, and I was like, uh-oh, that's for like today or tomorrow, so I had to go, even though I didn't, so it stinks, because you're like, dang, what am I supposed to do? But I just can't imagine if maybe I lived in Northern California and I mistakenly did that, then you would get dinged. There was just so many problems with this Magic Key program. But again, when you're looking at cost for, would you rather pay for tickets or would you rather just deal with the Magic Key thing? A lot of people would rather just deal with the Magic Key. Disney got on my nerves when they stopped putting cherries on the Dole. Oh my gosh, I never even thought about that, about the cherries on the Dole Whip. What? That just blew my mind right now. I completely forgot about that. You're right, and then they changed the cups now, which I guess that could be environment, so that's one thing. But oh my gosh, I forgot about the cherries. Wow. I think Disney is punishing all the former APs. There were too many, and now they're holding key holders hostage. I don't know. What's up with the ride closing every 20 minutes? That is true. That's happening. People are angry due to lack of communication. I tried the mango Dole Whip for the first time last week, and it was so freaking good. Let me tell you, that mango one with the chamoy and the tahini and all that, legit the best Dole Whip I've ever had. I'm not going to compare it to the one in Florida, the citrus swirl. It's on its own level. That's in its own ballpark. There's two separate things. But all I can say is that mango thing. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. Could I have used without the or went without the the cucumber, the little chunks of fruit or whatever? Yeah, maybe. But is it enough to deter me to not get that again? Oh no. I just want the Signature Plus back with Max Pass. It worked that was we don't even realize how good we had it. Actually, I think we did realize it, but you don't realize how bad it is. Hey guys, just joining. What's the too long didn't read or don't read or whatever? Basically, there was a financial meeting today, and there was part of a statement where they said there's an unfavorable mix at Disneyland Resort. And I believe that was referring to Magic Key holders versus ticket holders. And so with the combination of not hearing anything about the Magic Keys and they're expiring, literally there's already people that have expired, I think it's like there was already a fire happening. They literally fanned the flames inadvertently. I don't think they did it on purpose. I don't think they were malicious about it, but the lawsuit could take 2 to 3 years. It very much could. It's crazy. I don't know what to think about it. It's really, really just An unfavorable mix means they're probably going to eliminate the cheaper APs. Oh, okay. I need ice cream to calm my nerves, right? Yeah, I sure do. Yeah. About like 40 scoops. Yeah, it's it's wild. It's really unnerving. They definitely did it on purpose. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they did. I don't think they did. I don't try to think that way, but they also seem to be focused a lot on streaming media. Yeah, I noticed that too. There's a lot of talk about that, and then the cruises. But again, I don't. We're not cruise people. I will never want to go on a cruise. That's not for me. So that's not like something that I would be like, well, I guess if I don't get a Magic Key, I'll do more cruises. No, I'm not going to do that. At the end of the day, Disneyland is a business that has to be accountable for their shareholders, associates, and customers. We also have a choice not to go. Entitlement is spot on. Some say that. Some say that's like the biggest part of Disneyland, annual pass holders or Magic Key holders, is that they feel there's a lot of, that we have to have annual passes, that just because we have since the very early 90s that we're supposed to continue. But they absolutely don't have to have Magic Keys. They don't have to have annual pass holders. And at the end of the day, it is their business. And while I think they do care about all of our nostalgia and our love for some of these really hardcore fans, I think if they had a choice over, the Magic Key holders and annual passes, or making more money and being a really profitable business and blah, 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 I think they're going to choose that. And I think that's the pretty obvious thing. So it's a really sad situation to be in. And not just, like I said, it's not just about the Magic Key holders and the annual pass holders. Yes, it sucks for us. Yes, it sucks for that family or people that are trying to financially plan and figure out what they're doing. But more or less what this goes for is the cast members. Like, at the end of the day, it's horrible that these poor cast members are basically just getting hung out to dry because they are having to answer to these people that are upset. And they have no response to it. What can they say? I'm sorry, I don't know anything either. Like, I can't imagine how frustrating that must be for them. It makes me so sad and disheartened to see that, these cast members that work out in the elements, they make magic for guests, on vacation, or they're just trying to escape every day from whatever it is or whatever it may be. I think at the end of the day, that is the worst of all of it, whereas like, I would be a little less stressed out and anxious if they would just make a statement, what's happening, and be like definitive about it and forthcoming. I would feel a lot better, because then even if it was kind of a response we wouldn't want, like, hey, we're not getting Magic Keys again, or we're not going to have annual pass holders, at least they can like train their cast members to like, know what to say. There's just a lot of stuff like that. So, let me see. Disney needs to pay their cast members better. Oh, 100%. I want them to bring back annual passes. A lot of younger people I know don't care about Disney nearly as much as I've seen that too. That seems to be a little bit of a trend. Yeah, I have seen that. Christy McCarthy said today that Disney could modify annual pass blockout days if demand decreases. This means more days for all key levels, and it means the keys are coming back. That's very true. I did read that statement too, but I couldn't find any like print on that. So, do you agree with the person that filed the lawsuit against Disney? I'm trying to read about. It's really hard to find information on it, and I don't know how I feel about it. There are parts of it I agree with, and there are parts that I don't agree with. So it's hard to say. It's a really fickle situation, and there's a lot of like legal terminology that I just don't understand. It's like numbers. It's just not something that I get. I can get emotions, or I can read energy, but I can't read economics and no, that's not for me. I mean, I only go once a year. Still, I feel like passes are beneficial for people who are not. Honestly, passes can be beneficial for, like, we've seen people that are not locals, but they still have annual passes. That live in Arizona, Vegas. But they're coming, once a month, but they stay for a month. I've seen that happen. So everybody's financial situation and lifestyle is different, so it's hard to say. Let's see. What part don't you agree with in regards to the suit? The part I didn't agree with, there was something good. Thank you for asking that, Mac. It was something to the effect, gosh, what was it? I can't remember exactly what it was, but I remember when I was reading, remember when the original thing came out of this person suing because they were led to believe this? There was one or two things that I was ugh, and I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know that the thing that I did agree with, I can tell you this, is that it was kind of, if you were to ask people, so this is what I agreed with, is that if you were to ask somebody, say you asked 100 random people off the street, hey, I'm offering this Magic Key program, this one is this, no blockout days, and this is this. And then I wrote, but it's subject to a reservation. And I guess the way I read the verbiage, it seemed like it did kind of lead me to believe, it made it seem like you could make a reservation anytime because you don't have a blockout. Does that make sense? I don't know how to word it, but it made it, to me, I read it as you're never going to have a blockout, but you still have to make a reservation that day. So sort of how, I don't know, I guess, I hope that makes sense. Meaning you're never going to have a reservation not available to you. That's how I read it. So that's what I do agree with the lawsuit, because of just the verbiage and how I read it. But I don't remember the part that I didn't agree with off the top of my head, so I wish I could answer that. The lawsuit is why there are no passes to renew it now. This person ruined it for everyone. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Or what if that person, because they went through and did that, what if they made it so reservations got rid of, and they do make Magic Keys no reservations? Could be that, or what I was saying that I originally thought it was, where I thought, hey, yeah, you still have to make a reservation, but reservations are always going to be available to you. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm saying this right, but meaning you're always going to have to make a reservation, but you're never not going to be able to get one. That's originally how I read it. Not to me. I read it, if the park is at capacity and the reservations are not available, you won't be able to get in. So that's not how I read it. If the lawsuit was an issue, then there are going to be no Magic Keys for years. That's true. We are doing a Patreon-only stream, which I'm going to get started in a few minutes here. I think the reservations are BS. The park is always too full. Well, yeah, it's it's almost driving demand, because I think there are people that were I don't think I'm going to go, but I have a reservation, so they'll go. Or, so I do think, the reservation is helping demand. Also, if tickets are available, maybe 5 p.m. those reservations could open up for pass holders, unsold passes. That's a really good point. Thank you, Katie. I gotta go to work. I was the park officer that teamed with Spencer to Patrick Begora. Oh boy. I wonder if the person suing Disney will be allowed back in the park after all of this. I don't know, because then I don't know if that's something that's against the rules. I don't know. I don't know how that stuff worked. But I'm sure they had to have thought about that, It's been filed as a class action suit, not just for one person. Oh, okay. I didn't even know that. There you go. What is that? So how many people could that be? Could that be up to thousands or hundreds? I don't know how the whole class action lawsuit. I know that it means more than one person, but I don't know how many. Does that have a limit on it? Is that for everybody who bought a Dream Key? What does that mean? I don't know. And it's hard to find information on that suit, you know? What are the Disney vloggers going to do now? I don't know. Every vlogging situation is completely different. So, you know, everybody's finances are different. Everybody's channel is different. You know, like if you're using Dylan as an example, Dylan does other theme parks. So for him, that's 2 less parks he's going to do. Maybe he'll still go to Downtown Disney. I don't know. So, you know, everybody's got a different set of needs for their channel, financial, you know. So we'll see. We'll see what'll happen from it. But I wish I knew how many people were going to renew, how many people are not. I just don't know. You know. So we'll see. You just missed a lot of talk about Magic Keys, mostly just sharing kind of the news and my thoughts, mostly questions. It's honestly, there really is no definitive answers. It's a lot of questions. Thanks. I'm glad you like the Tahoe videos. Tahoe is amazing. One of my favorite places on earth. Like, I love Vegas, Tahoe, the places that we frequently go to. The only place I haven't gone back to in a while that I've been missing lately is Palm Springs. I don't care how hot it gets there. I just love Palm Springs, but just with the schedule, sometimes it's not possible. So we'll go when we can. Speaking of Downtown Disney, how is the situation going? They said they were going to offer a lot of cool summer offerings. I don't know. I haven't really been going too much. I know there was like some trucks there with like some really colorful shaved ice or some ice cream or something that looked really cool. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we are going to wrap this up. If you want to continue chatting and hanging out, we're going to do a Patreon besties only live stream. So if you want to continue with that, you can feel free to join. And then for the Patreons or besties in this chat, I am going to post the link over there in a couple minutes. Just have to, like usual, charge the phone up. So give us about like 10-15 minutes and I'll be on there. I don't know about Spencer yet, so we will see. But yes, besties, get your snacks because for some reason we always end up on food or drinks. Like, I don't know how it happens, but it just does. It gets wild. Anyway, thank you everybody for chiming in, for listening and giving me your opinions. I think it definitely is interesting to hear what's going on, you know, and what everybody's perspective is, because there's just so much happening. So hopefully let's send some good energy that maybe this will all turn out great. And let's also send our love to these cast members that are having to take the brunt of these frustrations and send that good energy. Anyways, I will see all you besties over there on our next live stream. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for our moderators. Thank you everybody. If you want to join the Patreon chat, you need to join as a Patreon. So just go ahead and search that. The link is also in the description box of every one of our videos, and it's linked there. So we'll see you all later. Thank you guys for coming. Bye.